Let's talk about whether or not you should host your cart or sell your products on Squarespace. If you're familiar with Squarespace, you know that Squarespace has a great cart option so that you can host a store right on your website. But let's talk about a couple reasons why you may not or you may choose to host your actual store and products on your website. What I'm actually talking about here is the payment process. So it's not necessarily having a sales page and talking about your product on your website. It's the actual function of having a credit card being inserted into the actual platform that it's on, and then the purchase being made. So we're trying to figure out, where should we host our cart? Now, with that being said, the things that we need to make sure that we have when we're selling a product, one is our info page or our sales page. That is something that we're always going to try to host on our website itself. So if you have Squarespace, you can host your info page on Squarespace. We also want to make sure that we have the cart itself. So the cart, there's going to be a couple different places that you can actually host this cart. And I'm going to give you my favorite options, the ones that work the best and the ones that talk to each other, which is very, very important when we're talking about selling things. The last thing we need is email marketing. So we need to make sure that we have the ability to send someone a follow-up email, a thank you email, a post-purchase email after they actually buy the thing. And we want all of these things to be connected so that you can be doing whatever it is that you do, or going to the beach or playing with your kids while someone is buying something. What we don't want is for you to have to manually send a cart or manually send an email after somebody enrolls. Ideally, what happens is someone goes to the sales page, the info page, they click the button, it takes them to a cart, they buy the thing, and then they get a follow-up email. So let's talk about the software that's needed to do this. Number one, your website. We need the sales page or info page to be on your website. An example of a sales page or info page on your website: this is my sales page for SEO school. It is hosted on my website. So that's all I'm referring to when it comes to having your sales page on your website. You also need to have a cart. So when we talk about the cart, I'm going to go through the cart options in a second, but my top 3 choices are Squarespace itself, ConvertKit, and Kajabi. And we'll go through each one of those in just a second. For your email marketing system, I do recommend ConvertKit. ConvertKit will connect to Squarespace, Kajabi, and of course itself, ConvertKit, automatically, which means we can then automate the process of sales page, buying, and then post-purchase email. Now, let's talk about actually where we want to host this cart. It's important to understand that there is a hard and fast rule in my mind. If you are hosting courses, you need to host your cart on Kajabi. Reason being, Kajabi will then give this person access to the course that they bought when they buy. This is extremely important. If you don't host your cart on Kajabi and you're hosting online courses and selling online courses, you will then have to manually add people into that course. I would much rather have your cart be hosted on Kajabi if you're paying for Kajabi for a course, so that when someone enrolls, they automatically get added. An example of a cart being hosted on Kajabi when a sales page is hosted on Squarespace is the following. This is my courses page on my website. If you scroll down, this is my blogging bootcamp master course. If I click learn more and enroll, it takes you to my blogging bootcamp sales page. If I click enroll now, this brings me to a Kajabi cart. So this Kajabi cart, whenever someone actually fills this information out and buys, they then get added automatically to my blogging bootcamp. Now, the part that you can't see here, as soon as they purchase, they also get an email from me that is sent from ConvertKit. So they get that post-purchase email. The reason I wanted to show you that is so that you can understand that your sales page or info page can be hosted on your website when your cart is hosted elsewhere. So again, you saw my sales page on Squarespace, a button that took someone to the cart on Kajabi. So once again, if you're hosting an online course, I highly recommend you have your cart on Kajabi. So that way, when someone buys a course, they're automatically inserted into that course. You don't have to manually add them to that course later on. Now, if you're paying for Kajabi, you can opt to host your webinar enrollments, your ebook enrollments, your ebook registrations, buying. You can absolutely host all of your carts on Kajabi if you're already paying for Kajabi. I think that it's a great opportunity for people to utilize the platform for more than just courses. So you can choose to create different offers inside of Kajabi to host your cart for anything else. So if you're hosting a webinar, you can totally have someone enroll through Kajabi, right? And then you can connect the offer inside of Kajabi to ConvertKit so that it sends someone a post-purchase email afterward. Now let's talk about, should you host your products on Squarespace as your cart or ConvertKit? There is a hard and fast rule here as well. If you are not willing to pay $550-ish US dollars on Squarespace for the Squarespace Commerce Advanced plan, you should not host your cart on Squarespace. That plan is the only plan that allows you to actually have the connection that connects the cart to the email marketing system, which means that's the only way that you can automate that post-purchase email. So hard and fast rule is that if you don't want to pay the entirety of that Commerce Advanced plan, which is about $550 a year, then you will not be able or should not host your cart on Squarespace because you cannot connect ConvertKit to the platform. AKA, you can't have an automatic post-purchase email. This is problematic. Now, if you don't want to pay for Squarespace, your option in my mind is to use a ConvertKit product. So inside of ConvertKit, you can actually sell products. ConvertKit is an email marketing platform that allows for e-commerce sales as well. So if you're choosing to not pay for that higher level Squarespace plan and you're not offering courses, so you're not paying for Kajabi, you can just opt to use a ConvertKit product instead. And then you can have your sales page link to that ConvertKit cart in the long run. And that will then allow ConvertKit to have that cart host. The people will buy the product there. They will already be in your email marketing system, and then you can just send them that follow-up email. Now, something that I want to make sure I say here is that you also have to be on a paid plan for ConvertKit to make any of this happen. In order to have automations, you do need to be on a paid plan. If you're on the free plan, they do allow at this point one automation for free, but expect to upgrade relatively soon when you're using it for something like this. So, with all that being said, there are some choices to be made, but mostly it's about what you're hosting and then how much money you want to spend. Because if you're not willing to spend the $550 per year for that Squarespace plan, then it's not going to be for you. You'll have to use or should use ConvertKit instead as your cart, and people will link from your sales page to ConvertKit to actually buy. Now, if you're wondering, how can I get help with all of this stuff? This is what I love to do. It is my bread and butter. I would love to help you set up all of your systems and automations for your next launch or for whenever you're going to launch your first product. So just shoot me an email, book a discovery call, check out my service brochure, and I would love to work with you. Happy cart building.